Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Chuck and Lisa show in our living room. Everybody say hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Dershie.
Hi, Dershie.
Hi, Chuck.
What up, Chuck?
Dershie is our... Hi. I am Chuck Nellis.
No, you're not. You're Mr. Nevis.
Chuck... I am Mr. Nimbus. That's a long story for another story.
No,
well,
we talked about it last week.
I know. Oh, right. On the show.
Mr.
Chuck
Nevis.
We did talk about that last week. This is Lisa Nellis sitting next to me, or getting a beer as the case may be.
Lisa Nevis?
And Mr. Durst. Yeah, Lisa Nevis.
Mrs. Nevis.
Mrs. Nevis.
Oh, also
very
known
funny.
as the rental car bitch.
What?
From last week.
Oh, yeah.
Ow! Sorry. That was my own fault.
She got a finger. Charlie, it bit me.
Charlie bit my finger.
And Mr. Dershie over here behind the microphone on the other end of Florida
Other end of Florida.
is our producer versus this end of Florida.
Oh, the not Florida
The
part
not
of Florida?
Florida part of Florida.
We're in the middle.
North Kakalaki in Florida. How you doing, Mr. Dershie?
Better than deserve to be, Chuck, but you knew that already.
I know I did know that, actually.
Oh, I thought of something else we could talk about.
What?
The tornado.
Oh, okay. The great tornado of Mebane, North Carolina.
No, it wasn't in Mebane, it was in Hillsborough.
I sit corrected.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did Mr. Nevis
That
get
beer
hurt?
is for you.
No, we weren't here. We were in
Georgia. Yep,
But
we were in
people kept
Georgia.
texting us to tell us to watch out because they thought we were here. But only one house got destroyed, but there was a lot of damage to a farm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel
Mapleview Farms?
Mapleview Farm, yeah.
Yeah, they make great ice cream, that place.
Yeah.
But it won't affect their operation, it doesn't look like. No, animals didn't get killed or anything.
Right. I mean, it may briefly interrupt their operation, but yeah.
All right. Hey, Chuck, before we start chasing rabbit holes, why don't you tell
We
everybody...
already did.
I know. Why don't we tell everybody where...
We chase rabbit holes from the get-go. We're like those puppy derbies or the turtle derbies where they have 20 of them in a row and they go, go!
Yeah.
And they all go the other directions.
Turtle derbies?
Yeah, they have like turtle races.
Okay. Anyway, listen to Dersh before you go to another hole.
I already did.
We're chasing...
Dershie,
We're
speak.
chasing rabbit holes, haven't even got started yet. Yeah, why don't you tell
Now we're
everybody
down
where we can find you on social media?
Oh, God. First of all, I'll tell you where you can't find me. That's Twitter. Jack doesn't love me. Jack made that abundantly clear, so I've got other things to do.
You know what somebody said today? They said maybe Jack had a meeting with Trump, so Trump could tell Jack to put you back on Twitter.
You should. Somebody said that?
Yeah. I said,
Well, Ted tried that at the time.
Yeah.
That would be Ted Cruz, of course.
Ted Cruz.
Anyway, you can't find me on Twitter, and
You can look.
I mean, I've even had a senator try. It doesn't work.
But if you find somebody and you think it's Chuck, it's not. So.
No, there's no real Chucks on Twitter anymore.
So ask
sadly.
me if you're confused.
So if Jack personally wants to ask me back, I'll come back. Otherwise, bite me. Twitter.
Bite me, Jack.
I am on Facebook though. I'm doing sort of exactly the same thing on every website to see which ones grow quickly, to see who I can find my friends from Twitter on.
I don't know about that Facebook. It's not going anywhere.
My
I'm talking. You said which websites grow quickly.
Oh, I know. Well, that Facebook.
I gotta unplug.
It's about as big as Twitter, isn't it?
No, it's bigger. I gotta unplug for 1 second.
Facebook's just a shot in the dark, man. I don't think it's going anywhere. I still put stuff on on MySpace. It's bigger, more popular.
Yeah, you're a MySpace kind of guy.
MySpace.
And Facebook's for old people.
It's making a comeback.
Facebook's for old people now.
Well, we are old people, and our crowd is old people.
You are old people.
You are old people.
Anyway, Chuck, continue.
You were in my same senior class. What?
Yeah, I know.
What, buddy?
Continue. Where else can we find you, Chuck?
All right. See, another rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
I am also on Gab. I am also on USA.life and WG1WGA. And some people are going, what the heck are these places? MeWe also.
That sounds dirty.
It's not very dirty.
Wee is dirty. MeWe is okay.
It's all groups.
MeWe's confused.
MeWe's are good. Wee-wee's not.
And on all of those, without the wee-wee, I am at Chuck Nellis.
Chuck Nellis without his wee-wee.
Chuck Nellis without the wee-wee. Hold the wee-wee. Wait, that doesn't come out right either. No. Miss Lisa. Well, and that pretty much covers me. And, of course, you can find me here every Wednesday night at 9:30 like we are right now. And you can also find me on Tuesday nights with Mr. Dershey and...
In the trailer.
But we are not quite so polite. We get a little bit more blatant about our politics, and we also did some preaching last night, and that was awesome.
I could hear you.
It's because you're outside.
No, I could hear you in the house.
Awesome.
I couldn't hear what you were saying, but I could hear you.
Chuck was going off last night. I have to say, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, was he speaking in tongues?
Yeah. That was like what I did on Twitter, except instead of in writing, you finally got to hear me do it in verbally. Worse than the other show better than by a far margin. So if you want to listen to me in all my ranting glory, Dershey will post where you can find us.
Or you could just get married to him.
No, I'm already married to you.
All right, where can we find Miss Lisa?
You're so silly.
Okay, so I'm
in the gutter usually.
Nah, I'm on Facebook as my own self, but I only friend people that I know mostly. I'm on Twitter as Louise, Laweez, and if you can't find Chuck, you can find me and ask me where he is, but he's not on Twitter. I have a blog called Louise.blog where I mostly write about stuff that I have done or Chuck and I have done in our really small travels, usually around North Carolina. That's a WordPress site, but you can just do Louise.blog. It'll come up. I have a page on Facebook called Vintage Velma that I haven't done anything with, but you can also read those same blog posts there. I have a page called The Best of North Carolina, where a friend and I post things that we think are interesting and try to be positive, unless they're just totally screwed up.
Right.
And that's all about North Carolina, but you're more than welcome to read it, even if you're not from North Carolina. I also am a writer for the Ladies of Speed, which is a NASCAR-based blog/website
with pit passes and stuff.
No, I don't have pit passes. I have credentials. That varies from track to track. Some tracks, for example, Martinsville won't give us credentials because we're not full-time reporters with workers' comp and a full-time organization. But a lot of other places will give us credentials. So far I haven't done that yet, but that will be fun if I ever get to do so.
That's going to be good fun.
I think there's one more that I always forget, but anyway, that's called ladiesofspeed.org.
Right.
They're on Twitter, they're on Instagram. Mostly.
And you're on Twitter and
I said
Facebook.
Twitter. I'm on Facebook, but not my personal page. Like I said, I usually just friend people that I know. But the Better North Carolina. I'm sorry, I'm not on a page called the Better North Carolina because I am a horrible person and I say bad words on the radio.
You do?
Yeah, like calling Susan the C word.
Oh no!
So I'm not on that website anymore.
She opened up the can again.
I am not, even though I was like probably the only person posting things there for a while.
Hey, Dershie, she's lobbing grenades.
I'm not. I'm just tossing BBs. I'm just tossing BBs. And even say Keebler's last name.
Elf.
Anyway, so yeah. So
anyway, Lisa's tossed out some grenades. I haven't even done that yet.
Do a little bit of everything, and if you want to buy some Pyrex, hit me
Jack
up.
a little bit. Should I poke at the Never Trumpers?
No. Not. This is not the time nor the place.
Well, you just got through tossing grenades. Why can't I?
Because she's the C word that got you kicked off Twitter.
Well, that's true too.
So there's that.
She's one of the ones.
She's one of the ones. She
many,
just helped.
It took many to take me down.
She was just one straw.
She's a straw. No, I'm right.
Yeah, let's not.
Anyway, moving right along, Mr. Darcy. Do you want anybody to find you anywhere?
Yeah, they can always find me behind this microphone at 9:30 on Wednesday nights and 8 o'clock with
That's
you
true.
on the right side of politics with Chuck and Lisa, and occasionally, as we started last week, after this show's over and Lisa leaves, when we're all right, and you can find us there.
Lisa left,
and we're all right.
Left, so now you're right.
But I am not on Twitter. Proudly, haven't been there since October, the last time I got kicked off.
No.
I am on Gab, USA.life, MeWe, and WG1WGA with Chuck, and you can find me all those places as Dersh or at Dersh at each and every one.
And you will not find him on Twitter.
You will definitely.
No.
We are a Twitterless society, us men.
Yeah, and before we go on,
Yes.
while the people are listening out there, I hope we got some live listeners, maybe Jerry or Call.
Listen up!
They want to give us a call.
Yell at them.
You can do that at 201-439-8092. That's 201-439-8092. You have to have a show ID, which is always, every week, 820-07366. 820-07366. Please give us a call. We've had a couple great callers the last couple of weeks. We'd like to hear from you out there.
Please call us. We like the interactivity. You can talk to us on the chat rooms and stuff like that, but call in because that's when it's the most fun.
Yeah.
Because that's when we get to talk to you.
Call in and ask Chuck a weird question.
What was that segment we were gonna do? What did Chuck do wrong this week, or what was that segment before?
How was Chuck a jerk this week?
No. What was that segment weird?
I don't.
On the old show. What did Chuck do wrong?
How did Chuck get kicked off Twitter this week?
I don't know. That could have been it. Anyway.
What are you wearing?
Ooh, we don't want to play that game.
No, we don't want to play that game.
Nah.
Nope.
So, we've covered where everybody is. You got to call us. See on the screen if you're watching on Patriot Journalist.
Well, I also.
It says what? What you talking about, Nellis? Does it say the same thing over on YouTube also? Because I don't have that link.
Yeah, it's the same
Mr.
stream, so
Dushy.
yeah, everything's the same.
Okay, good. Well, that makes it easy. There's us.
What, on a plane?
They were just showing the link, and then it turned to us.
Oh.
Look at that big bearded mug.
I know.
Ho, ho, ho. You sure did get a cute girl, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I see?
Look in a mirror.
Okay.
The same thing over on YouTube also, because I don't have that.
What
are you doing?
Be quiet. Not like you ever made a mistake in your life.
God knows I have. All right, let's get rolling here. We got some topics we want to talk about. Some of them serious, some of them not.
Some of them not even on the list.
Some of them not even probably most of them not on the list. We have been known to go down the rabbit hole. This is where Mr. Dershey should put the rabbit hole picture. There it is.
There it is.
Damn, he's a good producer. You'd think people listen to us or something. Someday they will, but we're just getting our stuff about us. We got some viewers, though, I see. So that's nice to have. Welcome. I wish you guys would come join in the conversation, join in the chat room. Anyway, we want to talk about a very serious topic. Not really. Lisa wanted to talk about millennials.
Yeah, so all of our kids are millennials, I guess, right?
Yep.
For those of you, because we probably have no millennials listening to us, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so a millennial technically is born 1981 to 1996. So that covers all of our children.
Yep.
You're one and my three.
Mm-hmm.
And those other two. So, and those other two.
That's all. We've already covered that.
Yeah,
topic.
by the way, congratulations, Jamie, on your thesis thing yesterday. So, yeah, so millennials. I realized that, people make fun of them. They can't afford to buy a house. They have a lot of student loan debt. The stereotypes about them are apparently not true. But so I was having a conversation this weekend about how I felt bad that I had invested some money into something that turned out to be a poor decision on my son's part, which I didn't know was going to happen, or else I wouldn't have invested the money in it in the first place. And was told that I was being a jerk about that because he didn't know that was going to happen, this situation that he got himself into.
Yeah.
And so it got turned around on me, and then I was talking to somebody else about it, and I was told that, really shouldn't make fun of millennials or anything like that because it's just a bad stereotype that shouldn't be perpetuated. And also was told that baby boomers had screwed everying up for them. So I'm totally lost on this. Like most people generally do not consider me a baby boomer because I'm sort of right on the line. And I mean, the cutoffs are arbitrary anyway.
Right, everything's arbitrary.
So I'm right on the line between Gen X and Boomer, and my mother was right on the line between Boomer and whatever the heck came before that. Silent generation. She was definitely not silent.
I was pretty much at the end of it too.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Right? When did it end? When did they say it ended?
They said it goes to 64.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're really Boomer up to 60.
Yeah, so I'm like right on the line of it.
Early 63s.
Honey, it's an arbitrary cutoff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I'm a toad.
I tend to identify more with people of
yes, you are. Yeah.
the Gen X than of baby boomers. I think of people that are like 10 years older than me as more, people that got to go to Woodstock, like Bob.
But
people that are older than I am.
So boomers.
Those are boomers. That's what I'm saying. I don't identify with boomers. I identify with people more of Gen X.
I was always a Bob dude.
So, anyway. So, I know. Their situation sucks. They can't sometimes find jobs that they can afford to rent an apartment with, like our tenants. It is really hard for them to buy a house. Student loan debt really is a huge issue. But I'm not sure what...
It's been an issue since our generation.
Not really, no. Honey, I went to Duke, okay?
What you did?
Okay. First of all, stop cracking your knuckles on me, okay? I went to Duke, and I paid between financial aid and loans and grants and, Pell Grants, whatever they were called then. I only graduated owing $9,000 for 4 years. That's like a car. That's a car, basically.
Right. Well,
people,
right.
would you
Keep going.
stop it?
Sorry. I just wanted to say you're brilliant.
No, that's not. That had nothing to do with anything. That was actually a lot of money at the time to owe.
Was.
For going to school.
Tons.
That has nothing to do with being brilliant, not brilliant, anything.
Okay.
The average today is so much higher. It's like owing money for a house without having a house.
Yep.
It's not the same. It's not the same at all. You can't, unless you go to community college or a really, some state schools. You really can't work
expensive.
You really can't work your way through college anymore. Like, you just can't. So while I understand all that, I haven't done quite enough research yet, but I'm trying to figure out why that's the baby boomers' fault. And if Dershie knows, step right in, Dersh, because I really don't know why it's their fault. Did they do something? Did they take all the money away, or like what happened there?
Dershie, I believe she just put the ball on the tee and handed
you
the driver.
If you don't know that, and no, this is not a blaming thing. This is not a political thing.
No, it's not.
This is not a whiny millennial thing. That is not where I'm going with this.
I know.
But that's what it is.
Confused.
They just want to blame people for their bad choices, and that's really what it's all about. This bottom line, they made bad choices. They don't want to live up to them like we did. I know Chuck and I were forced to when we were growing up. But that's what it's all about. I mean, they just made bad choices, and they just need someone to blame. And
so they're blaming their parents or their grandparents?
They're blaming their parents.
Well, what did their parents do besides?
Nothing. Their parents didn't wipe
that's
their
the point.
tushy enough.
They weren't handed everything.
Well, maybe
the problem.
But
right.
Well, maybe it is their parents'
fault. The problem
fault.
is we did hand them everything. We made their lives better.
Right. But
and we should not have made their lives better,
correct.
as it turns out.
But it didn't make their lives better.
We handed them too much easily. And listen, I dealt with the millennials and teaching, for a long time. And
right. That's why I was asking you.
The problem with them was when I got out of college. First of all, I worked my butt off to get great grades because I knew my parents didn't have a lot of money, and I wanted to make sure I could go where I wanted to go. So I got the grades. I got the National Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, all that stuff. I got a full ride. So I didn't have any, college bills coming out. But it's because I worked hard.
Right. Right, and I could have actually done that had I gone to like University of Maryland or something like that. I just didn't want to.
Right. So these kids expect to come out of college to walk into a CEO or vice president's job, with a $2 million house, and all of that, and they don't want to work for it. And if they don't get it, then they blame somebody. They can't look at themselves with introspection and say, I didn't work hard enough, or I didn't do whatever I needed to do. So it's got to be somebody else's fault, and that's the truth, Lisa.
And let me interject here and say that this is not obviously every person born in that age period.
No,
I know. Friends of mine I know are hard workers and they got their stuff together and they're doing well. And I know they hate to be like blamed for all millennials.
I couldn't agree more.
But there are enough of them that the stereotype is somewhat valid. Right?
Yes.
And if you hear that noise in the background, that's our washer.
The problem is, it's just like almost everything. They probably aren't even the majority, Lisa, but because they make so much noise, that's who people listen to.
Right.
The minorities are always the loudest. And they get listened to the most, ironically. No, that's truth. Well, I've seen it a million times, personally, anyway. But do you want me to interject on minorities or
go ahead.
On millennials, or should I just...
No, go ahead. But has anybody addressed why it's specifically boomers' fault? Because that's the
They're blaming it on their parents.
Okay.
They're blaming it directly on their parents, that their life was too good and now they can't do anything?
I don't know. I
I'm
really
not sure
don't
exactly.
know.
I mean, I know in the case of
It
our
seems like
children,
everybody always blames their parents for everything.
Right.
In a way.
I don't blame our parents, except for my parents, except for being jerks. Yeah. My parents are self-centered. When we were coming up, they had a great time. We stayed at grandma's a lot, but that's okay. Whatever works. Honestly, we were too soft on them. My father bust my ass. My father had a belt. Your father have a belt, Dershie?
Yeah. My dad, though, was very soft-spoken, and
Was he?
is absolutely. He wasn't quick to anger, so if he got mad or raised his voice, then you knew it was time to shut your stupid trap, because
so it was too late then, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So that was basically where we are. But my dad wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't shy. He wasn't gonna spare the rod. I can tell you that much. If brother and I deserved it,
Right.
And that's the problem. The problem now is that kids have the right to have their parents freaking arrested for spanking them.
Well, okay.
That, why should they have respect if there's no need for respect? You spank me, I'm going to have you arrested.
Well, they do that everywhere. They do it to they tell their teachers, that
I know.
Threaten the teachers.
They have no respect. And therein lies the problem. If you don't respect anything, you're going to blame everyone else on your own problems. There really is an issue with this generation in that. And the problem is that we didn't cause it by being mean. We caused it by being too nice.
Correct.
To be frank about it. I mean, we bought them video games. I got one video game in my youth, and probably because that's when
there
it came
were
out,
no video games in your youth.
Yeah, there was.
No, there wasn't.
M-Tex baseball.
Pong.
No, there wasn't.
Pong. Yeah.
Space Invaders.
And that's why I used to babysit for these people because they had Pong at their house because we never had any Atari
Pong.
or anything.
Pong was fun.
Space Invaders.
Yeah, I had Atari. I was kind of spoiled. I mean,
no, really?
Yeah, I really was. I got a lot of stuff.
You got cars that you didn't have to pay for.
I had to pay for my car.
Where'd
I was offered the Volvo for free.
You could, yeah. See,
and I said, "Can I get a Mustang or because my first car was actually a Mustang, but we had to leave. We left the island and moved up to."
The island. We had to leave the island.
We left St. Croix and went up to...
Oh, no. Where I was living in St. Croix.
I did. It was awesome.
Poor boy.
To Maryland. And I had to leave my Mustang. And then I had... Here's a Volvo.
Poor baby.
After a Mustang, here's a Volvo.
Poor baby.
So I said, can I get something? And they're like, sure, go ahead. But you got to pay for it.
Oh, no.
So I had a car payment twice in high school.
Oh, no.
I did.
I had nothing in high school. No car payment, no boyfriend.
I was too busy working and dating college girls.
I rode a motorcycle
I was
in high
working.
School.
Yeah?
Did you?
Yeah.
Cool.
What did you have?
Kawasaki.
What did you have?
Kawasaki
What kind of bike?
250.
Oh, nice. I love cows. What? How big?
250.
250? Great bike.
It was a lot of fun.
I wanted a one. We lived in New Hampshire at the time, and we had woods all behind our house with trail paths. And I wanted a 125 because of the maneuverability and because I weighed about nothing at the time. But
Me too.
And I used to ride them constantly, but my parents wouldn't let me get one. I don't know why. But my friends down the street had them, so we rode them every day anyway. Yeah. Didn't have a cow, but what was it that I rode? An Asa. Rode an Asa 250. Remember that bike?
Yeah, it's not bad. That's a good bike.
That thing was a beast.
Yeah.
Spanish bike. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah,
but
mine was off road too. So I used to go through the woods and kill myself every week, doing stupid stuff that I wouldn't even think about doing now because it was so stupid. I didn't know it at the time.
I rode
obviously.
the school bus.
So,
yeah.
I never rode school bus.
I hit
in
a
my
tree
entire
real.
life, Lisa.
That's what's wrong with you.
Yeah,
I rode school buses. They were fun. I was always in the back row. You know what we did in the back row? We raised hell.
Well, I never rode a school bus
Back before
school, but I rode school buses, for basketball games, baseball games, track.
But when you were a little kid, did you have to walk up and down uphill 10 miles to school?
No, when I was a little kid, I went to private school. So
no.
Yeah, and
It's special.
Well, I didn't go to private school.
Well, my mom taught.
I didn't go to private school ever, unless you count Duke.
My mom taught, at private school, elementary school. But when I moved to Tennessee, when I moved to Tennessee in 6th grade, I walked to school because it was like 8 blocks away from our house.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Where'd you live in Tennessee?
Jackson, Tennessee.
Oh gosh, at first I thought you were gonna say
You
Johnson.
just need to leave the rabbit hole permanently up today so far.
Yeah.
He did.
I thought you were gonna say Johnson City, because then we could sing.
Johnson City, Tennessee.
I love Johnson City, but
we're
no,
going to Bristol.
Lived in Jackson, which is halfway between Memphis and Nashville. Almost exactly.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's like
cool.
86 miles from Memphis and 87 miles from Nashville.
Nice.
Can I have the honor of summarizing the millennials section of our show?
Go for it.
Okay, words that Chuck speaks right now do not resent the opinion.
Do not necessarily
represent the opinion of the entire Nevis household.
Or anybody in it, or around it, or by it, or in Florida for that matter.
Anything to do with this show.
or the dogs or cats.
It's really this simple.
Definitely
Grow
not
up.
Princess.
Take responsibility for yourself.
Not princess.
What?
He said definitely not princess.
Poor princess.
No, princess.
Yeah.
Get off
Take
my
responsibility for yourself. And stop blaming everybody else for your life. It's your life, damn it. Nobody's gonna... You may want people to babysit you for the rest of your life, but it ain't gonna happen. You're going to have to get a job. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids. You're going to stop being a whiny little bitch. And that's all I got to say about that.
Let me just add
one
thing to that, Chuck, and that is stop expecting something for nothing. It's just not reality. Right. It's not reality.
Exactly. Nothing is free in life. Somebody pays for it.
Well, not even that. I mean, if you want something, work for it. Get your butt out of mommy's basement. Right. Go out and work for it.
Yep. Exactly. So it's what every generation has ever done. Next. White guy Democrats, Lisa.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, that's okay. First of all, let me say that I will vote for the Dem nominee, no matter who they are. Period. So there's that. I don't have a favorite yet. So there's that. But has anybody noticed? Oh God! Now I feel like who was it? Emily Litella. Have you? Oh no, that was Andy Rooney. Have you ever noticed that? Have you recently noticed that pretty much only the male candidates are getting any coverage, and when the female candidates do, it's to talk about how unlikable or unelectable they are, even though all of them have easily won the races for the position that they are currently in heavily
blue districts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's beside the point. All the women have, but all the men have. No, well, my point wasn't that they easily won. My point is that they're pretty much being ignored as candidates almost universally. And this is by media that is supposedly, trying to be unbiased.
Well,
because we're talking about Joe, who's not even running. He hasn't announced.
He's announcing.
He hasn't announced yet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
He's fine.
We're not. He hasn't even announced yet. We're talking about him. We're talking about Beto or whatever his name is, Bedbug.
Beto has no traction.
We're talking about Mayor Pete.
That guy's a loser.
Right. We're talking about Mayor Pete. We're talking about Bernie.
Hello, I'm Bernie.
Yeah,
I want you to vote for me. I want another Audi.
Yeah, I used to.
Are you an Eddie or an Audi? Sorry, I had to do it.
I used to be a Bernie supporter, but I have to say that even though I like a lot of his ideas, some of the Bernie bros are freaking insane.
Oh, Bernie's insane. Yep. I'm sorry.
And 20% of them.
Bernie bros are about as crazy as never Trumpers.
Y'all had your show last night.
Okay. We can't sell.
No, I mean because I would love to finish a sentence. You know, I'm going to start talking.
I will shut my yap.
I'm going to start talking like you do when you're dictating on your phone, and then something happened. Period. And now I'm done talking. Period.
Do that. That'd be funny.
So the Bernie Bros are cheesing me off because I heard that 20% of them said that they would vote for Trump if Bernie's not the candidate. How is that going to help anything that you stand for, dumbass? You know what I'm saying?
As I said, they're exactly like the flip side of a never Trumper.
Something like how is that going to help anything, dumbass?
Isn't that true?
Wait, was that like a threat? Right. Is that
and
is that a
you
threat?
Are spot on.
Is that a threat to the other Democrats? Because we don't care, dumbasses.
Except you're only hurting your own party.
You're only hurting your own selves. Exactly.
They're still upset that Hillary stole the last election, so they're going to take it out on whoever's the next nominee. If it's not Bernie.
That's their momentum they're running.
But anyway, but back to the coverage point. I don't know if you've noticed, but just pay attention for a few days and see what gets mentioned and what doesn't.
If you had your druthers, who would you like to see on the Democrat side?
Yeah, I'm not willing to talk about it with you right now because
I'm not going to comment. I just wondered.
Yeah, right.
No, Darcy can mute.
You're totally incapable of holding.
Can mute
you're totally incapable of holding that promise. Totally incapable.
I will this time.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't have one yet.
Did you hear the?
And it doesn't really matter.
Did you hear the good news about Kamala Harris? She just released today.
I didn't know.
Did you hear what happened?
What's that?
Her grandparents, her great-grandfather and grandfather were slave owners.
Oh.
Oh, and that's her fault because why?
I'm just saying. You know, someone who's out there who campaigns on reparations has grandparents who are slave owners. I think it's very interesting.
Right, and that's her fault because why?
I'd say it was her fault.
See, I have an issue with this on both sides, to be honest with you. If somebody that was 5 generations ago, that has nothing to do with your life, your upbringing, or anything else, is suddenly brought up like, they were slave owners on either side. Because you've heard it on the left.
Your grandmother dated Hitler.
Right. I mean, your grandmother had a one-night stand in 1927 with Adolf Hitler.
Oh, that makes
sense.
I can't run for president.
Right, you can never be president. Well, see, this crap's got to end, man.
I agree, but the problem is hypocrisy. You know, if that was a Republican, they'd be out of the campaign. They'd be done. But you know, I don't
believe they'd get extra votes for that.
Absolutely, they'd be out. Would not
it wouldn't be me.
To run.
They'd get extra votes.
You know what? But I can honestly say that Trump wouldn't be out of the campaign over that.
Well, right, because he still hasn't shot that person.
He shouldn't, and Kamala Harris shouldn't be
we're going into dangerous territory here, folks.
You know what? You need to get a ban. You need.
I know. I'm just saying about the whole.
You need to get a meme up that says "Danger Zone, Danger Zone."
Listen, no, I just want to say I agree with you 100%. It's not her fault. She had nothing to do with it. But the problem is, both sides don't get that same treatment, and that was just my point.
Right. Well.
All right. Guys, we've got one of the great races coming up. Talladega, with cars we have no idea how they're going to handle. They could all wreck in the first turn.
All right, and for the
That would be
two people
awesome.
that are listening to us,
I
but they can't run to the end like the movie.
No, they have to do a Ricky Bobby finish if that's the
Who
case.
did that?
Carl
Jimmy.
Edwards. Carl Edwards.
Yeah, that's right. That's funny.
That was the coolest thing ever.
Right, you're not allowed to do that in NASCAR films.
No, you're not allowed to get out of the car. The second you get out of the car, you're disqualified.
But it's still funny.
But it's hilarious.
And for
Have
the
you
two-
ever seen Talladega Nights? You have. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
You were saying what I was going to say.
No, you go ahead. Take
That's
it.
good. It's all good.
Did I finish my sentence, or do you want to finish?
I didn't finish my sentence,
Go
and then
ahead.
you didn't finish your sentence because I cut you off.
There you go.
So
Sounds like
now
Talladega.
we're even.
Go ahead, Elise. You take it.
All I was
Talladega.
going to say was, for the two people who are listening, the other two people, go watch. If you haven't seen Talladega Nights, you should watch it, even if you don't like NASCAR. It's very funny. If you do like NASCAR and you haven't seen it, then I'm not sure
What's wrong with you?
I'm not sure what's wrong with you.
Because as much as I love Days of Thunder, Talladega Nights is by far a funnier movie.
It's more quotable.
Oh, yeah. By far.
Anarchy.
Anarchy. So, alright, gang, what do you think? The new car. Are they all going to wreck? Or is it going to be slow? Is it going to be fast? What's it going to be?
Also,
Lisa.
if there was a new winner that had somebody that hasn't won at all this year, who would it be?
Alright, who? Okay, there you go.
I think it's.
You had an opinion.
I think it's one of the Dillon brothers.
Somebody said that yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They've been having good.
Somebody-
both
somebody-
Childress has had horsepower.
Yeah,
Somebody
they've been
actually
running
said
great.
Ty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty had a great race.
They've had
2
good
weeks ago.
horsepower.
They have, and
He won
Yeah, they did.
stage.
they are big super track racing too. I mean, that's who they are. That's
Right.
that whole team.
They had a number 3 that was pretty good at big tracks.
I
huh?
heard about that.
Really? Who was he? I don't know.
Certain guy named Dale somebody.
Nah,
Erned Hearted.
Earned it Hearted.
Erned
Yeah.
Hearted.
never heard of him.
There's- you can look anywhere in my house and find a 3 somewhere, I think.
I got all excited when I was doing Ancestry.com because I'm related to somebody that's like sort of named Earnhardt. So I'm gonna have to dig through there and see if
It
there's
would be
any.
really neat if you were related to him.
Junior, I'm your 278th cousin.
Can I come hang out at your
Yes, and
house?
I know it doesn't go back that far. I just made that up.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, and prayers for Junior's mom.
All right. So anyway, who's your shot? Oh, Darcy, who's your shot in the dark? You said one of the Dillon boys.
I think it's
You
one of
said
the Dillons.
Dillons,
and
yeah.
Right.
yeah, I think Ty as much as Austin because Ty's just had some good races, just bad luck. But man, you get
and his cars aren't as bad. His cars aren't as good, to be honest.
Well, okay, he doesn't get the good car because Big Bro does.
He's part of another race team, so they're getting
that's
the
right, I
tech,
forgot.
but they're not in the
I
shop,
forgot.
so they don't get everything. You know.
They get sloppy seconds.
Which one of them has the
Barbie
the
wife?
Barbie wife?
Oh,
Is that Ty?
Ty has the cuter wife.
Okay, so not the Barbie.
No, she's a Barbie.
Oh, they're both Barbies.
I don't know what the other one's wife looks like. They're both Barbies.
Oh, they're both Barbie.
Yeah.
Well, I know that
No,
Austin's wife is
Dillon,
a,
is he married? I don't think he's married.
Austin is.
No, Ty is.
No, I don't think
they got
Ty
married
is.
at Childress. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not sure that he's married. He might be.
It's too bad that. I mean,
It's too bad those boys are
it's
so
too,
poor.
It's too bad those boys don't have a future ahead of
I
them,
know,
money
right?
wise. God.
Oh my goodness. Or a career after
Childress
racing.
Vineyards.
Right?
So
Or a career after racing.
I hear their wine's pretty good.
You know what? Maybe next week we should try it.
Maybe next week we should. What, during the show?
It has a number 3 on it.
Well, it's true, it does.
That's what we'll do next week. We'll taste test Childress wines. Would
Hey,
you
you'll
like
have to
to
get a
send us
bottle.
some?
You'll have to get a bottle of wine. There's more wine.
Because they have about 3 or 4 kinds.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, of the 3, they have other.
So, Let's see. Talladega, if I were to pick a first-time winner, I know who you're going to
And not somebody that's never won, just somebody that hasn't won this year. Okay. Or you could do it. We could play it either way.
Could be Blaney's weekend, too.
I'm just thinking about who...
Blaney's had some fast cars, and he just... Man, if he could just get his
fast cars, bad luck.
Pit crew to work every once in a while, he'd be all right.
Right.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, I'd love to see him win. Well, obviously, I'd love to see him win every week, but that would mess up my fantasy. Not like that's doing well.
Well, Martin Truex got the,
my
the monkey
pick
off
would
his
be...
back. Could be Harvick.
Who does?
I said Truex just got the monkey off his back. So he's all right, but I don't.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
He likes a mile and a half. You know, he's not that super speedway, but
he's also not a short tracker. But
all right, I got one for you.
I didn't get to go yet.
You go. I'll go out.
I could say who I don't think it'll be, although I wish it would be Bubba, but they do not have the car, or the funds, the sponsorship.
I wish Bubba had a better team because he deserves that shot.
I mean, even today on the radio, they said if Dale Sr. had that car at his prime, he still would probably only finish like 15th.
Yeah, it's only a 15th place car.
So it wouldn't be him, unless everybody else wrecks, which would be freaking awesome, except then people would, he only won because everybody else wrecked.
He's having a terrible year.
Bubba,
He's in 26th place.
Yeah, and they are so underfunded, that team. I hate it. But, it would be cool. DiBenedetto or... somebody said Almirola already, which I don't really care, but Suarez. DiBenedetto or Suarez would be cool.
Yeah, I just thought
because they've both been actually doing okay all year.
Yeah.
Do you know who's really not? That's true. I'll wait on mine because you know what? Matt DiBenedetto.
It's your turn anyway. You're talking.
Matt DiBenedetto though, he's a great guy.
Burrito.
He's great
funny,
for NASCAR.
He's smart. Yeah.
He's great for NASCAR. He's got a quick humor and he's happy and
funny.
He's kind of like Boyer in a way, but not as out there as Boyer.
He's
a little bit more reeled in.
I bet he can't chug a beer as fast.
No. Man, Boyer could chug a beer in 3 seconds. That's impressive.
He posted it.
Did you see that?
Yeah. That was a great video. That was funny.
Yeah, it was.
Boyer's a good name, too. Man, that boy's been up front all year. He just can't get across the finish line.
Oh, yeah. He'll win. He'll win.
Yeah,
probably more than one this year.
Let me tell you this. I think it's going to be a Ford that crosses first, and it might be first, second, and third, too. The Fords are just too good
ironically,
on the big track.
Yeah. Ironically, do you know who I think might win it? William Byron.
Nah.
That kid loves super speedways. He's great at plate track racing. You know, the drafting and the aero and all that stuff. And it's not a horsepower track. It's who gets to the front the last.
Maybe if they let him drive with like a race simulator and a video game simulator instead of like his goggles or whatever they wear on his helmet.
Yeah.
He needs a race simulator on his helmet.
Now
that's how he learned how to drive, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He did. And then he became champion in trucks.
Yeah.
And then Xfinity.
I think Kurt Busch is going to be the first one to win in Chevys this year. But I don't think it's going to be on a big track.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Chevys don't do well at Talladega anyway.
They don't run well on the big track at all. But they haven't had a Chevy win yet.
Yeah, I think William Byron's due for his first win. He's in his second season now. I hate
when people say that.
Yeah, but he's so talented.
I know, but I hate.
I mean, he boomed both the other series.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't like when people say that. Sorry.
Well, anyway,
he's due.
Well, I mean,
you know what that means. You know what? If that was
true, he killed in trucks. First season, he killed in the Xfinity.
First season in Cup, he didn't.
First season in Cup, he didn't.
But
he did win Rookie of the Year.
If that being due thing was true, then Kyle Busch would never win another race.
Love him or like him or don't like him at all, Kyle Busch is one of the greatest talents we've ever seen.
Excuse me a second, Chuck. I'm
Yes, sir.
I'm in prayer right now that comes true, and
what, my point?
Yes.
He's not.
Yes. I got you on that one.
I know Kyle Busch is a jerk. I can't deny it.
It's especially since they had to bend the rules for him to win the championship that one year.
Oh, wait, Patty Johnson's talking to me on Facebook while we're live, apparently.
Oh, no.
That's pretty cool. Hi, Patty.
Oh,
she says there's... Well, I won't say that. Caroline Kennedy would have been good, but she hasn't done anything in the years. Legacy squandered. What do you think?
Next week. How about that? We already have too much stuff this week.
All right, think about it. All right, in that case...
Plus, I have to do homework.
Yeah, make sure you know what you're talking about on that.
It's not like she's 80.
So your Lisa's guess was De Benedetto.
Or Suarez. Yeah.
Mine is...
Or Danica.
Mine is William Byron or... Well, I don't really need an or, but if I had an or, because I would say one of the Tony Stewart twins, Boyer or
Harvick?
No, the other one.
Well, Harvick.
Not Suarez.
Harvick's had some cars. I think Harvick's had cars.
He's from Cuba.
Amarola.
Bacon
Boy.
Yeah.
Amarola.
Call him that. Bacon Boy.
He can win, and he can drive.
He's not from Cuba. He's from here.
Well, his family's from Cuba. Right?
Well,
he went to Cuba for that show.
That doesn't mean he's from Cuba.
Right.
It's like saying you're from Ireland. You're not from Ireland.
Sort of.
You have Irish background.
Aye, lassie. I've got a wee bit of Irish in me.
Oh, there he goes with the wee again.
Oh, we're gonna wee all over to the town.
You've been weeing all night.
I've been weeing me entire life, Lottie.
Oh my.
Oh my.
What's our next subject?
Alright, so anyway.
Or we can talk about Talladega some more. I don't care.
Well, that's all good.
You know,
let's see.
Amarola went to UCF here.
Go ahead.
University of Central Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. He went
cool.
to
I used to,
Hillsborough High School down in Tampa and went to UCF.
He played baseball, didn't he? I heard he played baseball in high school.
Don't know.
Yes, he said he did. He said he was as a kid.
He was born.
He said if he was to pick someone for his own baseball team, he'd pick him first.
He was born in.
But then he said Newman.
Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
I know where that is.
I do too.
Fort Walton Beach.
Cool.
It's near Niceville.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
You see the signs all the way down. Does that mean his
parents were, or maybe in the military? Possibly.
I don't know.
Could be. Could be.
Could be. Pretty neat, though. I mean, I love the NASCAR has become pretty diverse on its own without anybody really trying. Bubba was part of the diversity program, and that worked out well there, but they got to get a better car for him. But Amarola, he's pretty much done it all on his own. He's just talented.
Oh, right. I do know the soccer coach there. Hello.
Who is it?
It's Tommy's coach from Clemson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my son got recruited. The UCF men's soccer coach, Dersh.
Yeah.
Scott.
You're a UCF fan, aren't you, Scott? Dersh.
I don't know. Anyway, the current coach.
I like them because they're here, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying the current coach was the coach for the Carolina Courage back in the day when they were still here in. Well, they've come back, but they're not the Carolina Courage anymore. When they won the women's minor league soccer. Mm-hmm. And then he was assistant coach at Clemson, and he recruited my son for Clemson, and he was there 1 year. I wish he had been there the whole time. He is just freaking awesome. And then he went to, what's the school that's in Johnson City?
Johnson City.
Anyway, he went there. He went there and started their soccer program. They didn't even have one, and made it pretty decent in just a few years. And now he's the coach at UCF. Hi, Scott. You're not listening to me, but hi.
That's cool.
Yeah,
so
good guy.
if you're close by, go swing by UCF one time and tell him that Lisa says hi.
It's Tommy's mom, not Lisa.
Tommy's mom.
Tommy's mom.
You're not Lisa. You're
That's
Tommy.
my name in soccer. In soccer, my name is Tommy Drake's mom.
I know.
So who did you grow up being? Huh? Dersh?
What was that?
Who are you? Like, she's Tommy's mom. I'm Ryan's dad. Who are you?
I'm Dersh. I mean, that's what I've been since I was 5 years old.
Yo, Dersh! How you doing?
But yeah, seriously, if I ever meet anybody from soccer and they're like, I know you from somewhere, and I know they're from soccer, I go, I'm Tommy's mom, and they go, oh, I know you.
All right, I'm going to finish this up with a funny story, and then
Hey, Chuck, before you do that,
from there and see. Yes.
I just want to mention
Yes.
Eric Amarola's parents fled Havana on one of the Freedom flights.
Oh, look
to
at
Miami,
this.
Oh, cool.
So
Hello, look at this.
In 59?
Yes. So that's where they're from.
Funny. What's she doing again?
She just gets tied up in the wires.
No, she does it on purpose.
She's just blind.
It wasn't hanging. It wasn't hanging. She went and got it on her foot and started walking around the room.
She grabbed it. It's a plot. All right, now next and possibly the last topic for the night, food service. We were at I got a funny story for you. We were at a restaurant the other night.
It rhymes with Bob Marley's.
I wasn't going to name any names.
I didn't name any names.
You're close.
I said it rhymes with Bob Marley's.
Okay. And we started by ordering drinks, and they screwed up the drink order to start, right? Wes?
Yes, because you ordered a bottle, which I think you got.
I got the bottle.
But my sister ordered a beer, a tall beer.
Right.
One of us ordered a tall, one of us ordered a small. I don't remember which one. That's not.
Right.
But we ordered different beer.
Right.
We both got the same size beer.
Right.
And neither one of us could tell which one was the right beer because neither one of them tasted like the beer we had ordered.
Right.
So that was the
so that started the dinner.
And I didn't get my water.
And she didn't get their water. So then we go to order.
So that's not like a huge deal. But
we just blow this off.
And the waiter decided that I would somehow, without even knowing me, that I would like the kind of beer that his girlfriend drinks.
Right.
He didn't even ask me what I liked.
Right.
He just thought that would be good.
Right.
So that was weird.
So then we order steaks.
Well, you did. Prime rib.
Well, prime rib, to be specific.
Right.
Me.
By the way, my entree was okay, so there's that.
Your entree wasn't prime rib, right?
No, my entree was a steak salad.
Right. But mine and Lisa's sisters, we've decided on the prime rib. So she decided on the 8-ounce, and I decided on the 12-ounce steaks, prime ribs. So they come out, and they're the exact same size. They're both 8-ounce prime ribs. And
when my sister ordered this prime rib, she said, "Can we have some of the cream horseradish and some of the fresh horseradish? Because it's like an option." So can I have a little bit of each? And you said, "Sure, me too."
And he said, "Sure, I'll bring them."
Sure. And you both got one thing of horseradish. I think with the creamy stuff.
Just the creamy that they had in the jar.
Oh, we skipped the thing.
Right.
When we got our beers, sister asked for bar napkins.
Oh,
because it was kind of wet on the table because it was humid. No, sure, no problem. Those never came.
They never arrived either. Nor did the water.
And I realize we're sounding picky here, but it gets worse as we go on.
It's just a story to build up to the climax.
Right.
And I'm not being picky, and I wasn't upset.
We're just pointing things out.
Both of us had been in the business a long time.
But I rarely like to say anything.
I spent a long time in the hospitality business, and I was in management, so I was used to being yelled at, so I didn't yell at people.
Right. Plus, I grew up with my dad running, look at this.
Mm-hmm. Just unwind yourself. She's blind. She loves you.
She wants to be on the show, apparently.
She wants to be on the show,
No,
apparently.
I'm unplugged again.
No, you aren't.
Yes, I am.
No, you aren't.
I can't hear anything.
Speaking of wanting to be on the show, we got Jerry on hold.
Oh, I'm
here.
not unplugged.
He wants to come in.
Oh, good.
Okay, so anyway,
Wait, hold on. Leave him on hold just for a sec.
Oh, okay. I just want to say, my dad, when I grew up, he ran.
Please hold on, Jerry.
He ran country clubs,
Yeah.
so I know food service as well. Plus, I owned a Domino's and all that good stuff.
So then so the manager comes out and says, "I'm sorry about your prime rib not being the right size. We'll bring you more meat." And I said, "No, that's quite fine. I just leave it small. I'm trying to lose a little weight anyway, and this will help." So I blew it. I laughed
just
it off.
Just the price.
I said just adjust the price to an 8 ounce, and he was like, "Oh, fine, no problem." So he was good about that, and he cut that price in half or something like that. So the funny thing is, then I decided, you know what? I'm still a little hungry, and Bananas Foster cheesecake looked really good. It was the special of the week, special of the month at this place. 20 minutes later, it arrived. A piece of cheesecake drizzled with caramel sauce.
And like one piece of walnut on it or something.
Three little nuts. 3 little nuts. And I looked at the waiter and said, "Well, no, you did." You said, "Aren't there supposed to be bananas on it?" And he goes, sorry, the dog is escaping with my cord. I said, "Aren't there supposed to be bananas on this?" And he goes, "I don't know. Let me go check." On a Bananas Foster. "I don't know. Let me go check." Right. And the manager we never saw again after this. He wasn't coming back about this one.
So finally,
I said to the waiter, I said, "Seriously, if you don't have it, isn't it better to say we're out of it?
We're out of 86. Bananas.
We're out. We have no bananas, and just not look like this."
Or better yet, go across the freaking street to the grocery store and buy some bananas, like we used to do at Domino's when we were out of stuff.
Right.
Bananas. I've heard they're pretty popular. Does she need to go?
Yeah.
Oh, you tea. Okay.
They're going to be on the audio.
Right. Don't you think that bananas are probably easy to find at the grocery store? I think they're like. She's fine. She's like right when you come in, there's bananas at most stores. Right. So anyway.
So that was
just the joke all weekend.
The whole joke the weekend was,
we're going to make Bananas Foster without bananas.
So Lisa did make me some Bananas Foster
as a
surprise. The weekend. It was a surprise, which was really sweet.
And which will be up on my blog later on this week.
I mean, I was in management my whole life, and people make mistakes, but this was just a comedy of errors. And all I could do is, I never got mad.
No.
I just said, just give me a check and let me get out of here.
It was just like one silly, stupid thing after another, basically.
It wasn't good management. It was the biggest issue to me. So anyway, by the way, I come from a very, very defined hotel food service background. I managed 2 750-room hotels at the same time when I was just back from the Navy. So I know what I'm doing. Well, that was before the Navy, actually. That was before it.
That was
before boot camp.
That was my fault.
Because when I got out of the Navy, then I went to work for the computer company.
That was my fault because I wouldn't marry you.
Yeah, all of it was your fault.
Right, I know. Whatever.
Everything's my fault, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Dershey, whose fault is it?
It's always your fault, Chuck. Doesn't matter what it is.
And who should shut up?
Shut up, Chuck.
Hey, Lise, what's your opinion on that?
My opinion is that I need to have a recording of that, like an easy button of Dersh saying that. What? Shut up, Chuck. Only it's Dersh, not me. So then, for example, when we're in the car for 6 hours and you won't shut up, then I could just or a shot collar.
Shot collar.
Shot collar. Shut up, Chuck.
That's horrible. That's not nice.
I bet it would train you to stop interrupting me.
No.
That would just make you wet your pants.
Lisa,
No. So anyway,
Lisa, you can always just give me a call. Just give me a call on the phone, and I'll just tell him to shut up.
Okay, that'll be good.
So anyway, just yeah, thanks. You guys are so sweet to me. The food service. I have a really strong background in it, and so does Lisa. And we regularly go to restaurants and always critique it.
Oh, you can add the part where I'm a.
And Lisa actually gets paid to critique them. Sometimes, and we have actually critiqued their chain several times.
Well, it's not a critique; it's mystery shopping. I'm allowed to say that.
Well, whatever. Yeah. I call it a critique because all we are is
so we don't critique it. We just answer specific questions that they want to know. For example, when I was mystery shopping Starbucks, they really didn't even ever ask me whether the coffee tasted good, ever. All they wanted to know was how fast I got it, how much did it weigh, and how hot was it.
What?
They never asked me if I liked it. That wasn't their game. They just wanted consistency.
Well, you know why?
Consistency.
There's no such thing as bad coffee.
Well, there is.
No.
Because remember
compared to no coffee at all.
Remember the coffee they used to have at McDonald's that tasted like cigarette butts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still coffee.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Anyway.
I was going to say, when given the choice between ass-flavored coffee and no coffee at all,
I'd take water. Actually.
But the coffee.
No.
The caffeine.
That seriously was the worst coffee of a chain that I have ever tasted in my entire life.
You remember coffee back in those days, Dersh?
I think it was the stuff that they clean the ice cream cone maker out with or something.
McDonald's coffee back before they did the McCafe was undrinkable. That stuff was.
Thank you. It did. I swear. I think they made it out of cigarette butts.
Horrible. It was horrible.
It was burnt. It was burnt. It was old.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Nasty. It was nasty.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've talked. How long have we talked tonight?
Hour 7 minutes.
An hour? Oh no! Right. Does that mean I have to leave so you can be right?
Well, that's.
We didn't even talk about dead kids, but that's fine because.
Oh right.
Yeah, we'll save that for another time.
Well,
I didn't.
All right. Briefly, a boy was killed by his mother and father.
And then they reported him missing.
And then they reported him missing.
And then they found the kid
buried
in a bag.
And then they found the kid buried, wrapped in cellophane.
And then they arrested the parents. So.
Right.
Right.
Anyway, it's just sick. If you can't be a parent, turn your child in.
Right.
Don't kill him.
There are a lot of people that want a kid, no matter how bad you think that kid is. Somebody else wants it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's say hello to Jerry before you guys leave.
Oh, Jerry! Wait, Jerry! We got to talk to Jerry. How you doing, bro? Oh, you know what? Jerry can stay over for the next show too.
Yeah, that's just ask him to call to do that.
Can we call him Grandpa Jerry now?
Yeah! Congratulations!
I've been on hold so long that my granddaughter is graduating
high school tomorrow. I'll sign off for right now.
Jerry said he was on.
What did he say?
Jerry said he was on hold for. He was on hold for so long the winter came back.
Oh, I thought maybe he was going to say.
No, he had a funnier one. Jerry, say it again.
I said I've been on hold so long that my granddaughter is graduating high school tomorrow.
See, I told you it was better than yours, Darsh.
That's pretty funny. Well, don't let her get a student loan, okay?
I didn't say that. He said that. That's what it says. That's what it says in YouTube.
I'm gonna blame it on you, Darsh.
If you check your YouTube message, you know he's been there for like an hour.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
You know
but you wouldn't shut up long enough, Chuck, to get him on.
If you want.
Do you know why we didn't have the YouTube? Because you didn't post it in the other one.
No, I had it open, but
did you?
I have.
Oh,
see how this notification
Let me go
thing
look at
keeps
this thing.
opening up?
I forget to look at that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, there we are. 4 people watching, and none of them was me.
You can. Well, you should just tell Chuck to shut up, Jerry.
That's so funny. You just tell me to shut up. Everybody else does.
Yo, that's a thing. He likes it.
Where you going?
All right. Well, Chuck, Jerry came by.
Hi, Jerry.
We can do the after show when Lisa leaves, so we can all be right.
Yes.
Let's all say goodnight to Lisa if she's ready to go. Say goodnight, Lisa.
Well, Lisa will be right back. She's actually gone for a pediddle break because we've been talking so long.
All right. Hey, well, how's it going, Grandpa Jerry?
Welcome, Jerry. How you doing, bro?
And for those of you who are listening that don't have any clue, Jerry had his first grandchild. Beautiful girl. Why don't you tell us about her, Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah, she was 7 pounds 6 ounces and 20 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
So, a good sized girl, yeah.
I'm back.
Fun.
It's fantastic.
Fun times.
Mom and baby still doing all right?
Yeah, really, everybody's doing fine. We,
Yay!
I think it was last night, we made dinner and stuff for them and went over there for a little bit and kind of give them a little bit of a break. You know how it is with
Awesome.
a new baby, so.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That's wonderful,
Hey,
dude.
You guys will appreciate this. I read a thing that said that grandparents who watch their grandchildren live longer than the ones that don't.
Huh?
Yay.
Yep.
What if their children never?
I love that. Yay!
What
Yay!
if their children won't copulate?
Okay, first
Well,
of all,
copulate.
copulate and
young.
having babies.
I got
That's
my
okay.
terms.
Yeah,
having
yeah.
babies.
Then
Yeah.
you die
Have
young.
babies. Copulate all you like,
Please,
but
let's
have
not
babies.
go there.
Then you're gonna die. You're
I
gonna
don't
die
wanna think
young.
about it.
That's right.
I have 5
I don't want to
grandchildren.
die. Have babies.
I have 5
Hey,
grandkids,
Jerry
so I'll
asked-
be like 190 years old.
There you go.
You're a lucky dude.
Hey, Jerry, ask your daughter what colors she likes for her baby, and I will make her a little blanket, because that's what I do.
Lisa does make neat blankets.
Oh, yeah.
So you can tell.
Yeah.
So you can tell us next week or whenever.
Cool.
Yeah, just a
Yeah,
bug in your
definitely.
ear.
Oh, and by the way, I was gone because I had to go to the wee wee chat room.
Yeah, it's Chuck told on you.
That's my new name for it.
Wee wee
The
chat
wee
room.
wee chat room.
Chuck blattered.
Yes, sir.
Blabbered about it.
I know. I knew he probably.
Well, you said Lisa say something and she's not sitting here, so I was like, what
All
are you
right,
gonna do?
so that's my new excuse. I have to go to the wee wee chat
Wee
room.
wee chat room.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
All right.
So what's new there, Jerry? Well, you know what? How are we gonna do this? Let's talk
no.
about Jerry's granddaughter, and then you're gonna escape us. I'm
then
guessing,
you must leave.
and then get
Get
out
out.
for your own
Get
safety.
out. I'll just take the
The microphone.
No, I'll take the microphone. Damn it! No, I'll take the earphones and I'll plug them into my computer,
There you go.
so that way
Crank
I can.
it up.
Or yeah,
I recommend it.
look, there's your boyfriend.
Who's that? Some dude?
No,
jumping
the
off
other
a
dude
mountain?
that on the Lottery Millionaire show.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so
So,
wait.
ask Jerry what you want to know about the grandbaby.
No, I just said colors. I just need
Oh,
colors.
okay.
I'm good.
So, how big was she? She was how big? How long?
Don't fat shame the baby.
No.
It's
7
a
pounds,
joke.
6
Oh my
ounces.
god.
Oh, that's a good healthy size.
Yeah, 20 inches.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is a lot because she's only
I just
49.
noticed on my birth certificate that I got, they don't say how long babies were then. It was all weight.
It's because you failed to register. The
Oh, right. I
minimum
was minuscule.
length.
That's right.
She's tiny. Lisa's a wee thing.
Stop saying we.
What, you gonna have to go again?
No, maybe.
If I-
It made me ink.
Maybe ink.
All right, guys. I'm
Oh wait,
I'm
you
cutting
have
the
to.
cord.
Hey everybody, don't
Cut-
do it. You don't pull
I'm
it that way either.
not.
Okay, good.
It's a joke.
Scared me. I
What's
thought we were gonna
wrong with you?
break the new Sennheiser earphones she just got or something.
like
Everybody,
swinging, but
say
you're
goodnight,
swinging.
Lisa.
Good night,
Good
Lisa.
night, Lisa.
Hey, so,
Good night, Dash.
And at this point, I will officially say goodnight from the Chuck and Lisa show.
And hello to the Not Right Show. No.
Well, not quite yet.
I'm just
And Obama still sucks, because I always have to put that on every show. And now, Lisa, you may say goodnight to the boys and unplug.
Good night to the boys. I'm unplugging you.
Love you, Lisa. Good night.
Bye.
She's so funny. He says, love you, Lisa. Good night. You're so funny. Hi,
Just
gentlemen.
remember that was my idea.
Now, Dershie, do a new intro for the new show.
All right, stand by. Here we go. And we'd like to say thanks to Chuck and Lisa for that incredible show. We had a lot of fun visiting them in the living room. But right now, we're moving on because Lisa left, so that means everybody who's left is right, and especially Chuck. Say hello, Chuck.
That's right.
And,
I'm always right.
And our buddy from our brother from another mother up north, Jerry, has joined us. Say hi, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. You finally defrosted?
Hey. Hey, huh? You can do it, but don't scream, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, after
me not to
after the Chuck and Lisa show,
Screamo.
we started last week just having a little chat with the boys and see what's up. And as we just talked about a minute ago, we have a new grandpa in the house. Very happy to have him on board. And what's up, guys? What do you got to say for yourselves?
How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Jer?
Good, and you guys?
Doing good.
Better than dessert.
I moved the microphone close so I don't have to scream.
So anyway, what we were talking about earlier, Jerry, I don't know how long you were listening, what you heard tonight, but Lisa refused to identify what candidate she wants to run for the Democrat Party. Personally, I'd like to see Bernie because Bernie runs.
Hello, Bonnie.
Trump will win probably with, in one of the biggest landslides since Ronald Reagan's second term.
Oh, huge.
Oh, yeah. No, Swalwell thinks he's going to be it.
Swalwell's a joke. That guy's an
I thought his name was Swallowwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Swallows well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pulling at 1%, so...
Yeah, I'm surprised he's at 1%, to be honest with you guys. There are a lot of Democrats, especially up north there where Jerry's from, that sort of like their guns, and not just for hunting. That guy is just a clueless buffoon, and he's obviously a constitutional imbecile. But it's just he's not going anywhere. And I tell you what, there's also the non-Hispanic from Texas. His campaign's over too. He's got no traction. But that guy's just an
it's gonna make me really happy. Beating him twice. Helping Ted beat him was one thing, but helping him to make sure he is not the nominee of the Democrats is even more fun because he'll never be a presidential nominee candidate.
No, he's an absolute empty suit, and Obama was an empty suit too. But Obama at least had a little bit of charm. And
hey, can you put the TV on NBCSN? It's overtime. Hockey game's overtime.
No kidding.
The hockey game?
I'm doing it now.
Caps.
It's overtime between the Caps and North Carolina?
Uh-huh.
Holy crud.
The Hurricanes?
The Hurricanes.
Nice.
Game 7.
Game 7.
Yeah, that game last night was pretty incredible. That, who was it? The Sharks in Vegas.
Does it count up or down in hockey?
Down.
Huh? Down.
Overtime.
Down.
Down.
Counts
Up
down?
In
Yeah.
Europe, down in the U.S.
Wow, this is something. I didn't know that. There you go. Enjoy it. If you hear Lisa cheering in the background, the Hurricanes will have scored.
And I'm not even a hockey fan.
Not a hockey fan, but I'm watching hockey. Hockey is one of the worst sports to watch on TV that there could possibly be.
Oh, no.
No, it's terrible. Being there live is fantastic. TV, can't see the puck. It's awful.
How can you see the puck with that TV?
I like that line they used to do. You know, that tracer line of the puck?
Yeah, that was great. I don't know why they got rid of that.
Apparently, purists complained about it.
That's the only thing that made it interesting.
I did too. I agree. I don't know why they stopped, because it's, like you said, for especially, I hate to say it, but aging eyes, it's hard to keep track as quick as you used to when you're a youngster.
Yeah. The problem is the TV can't hardly keep track half the time either. They're
right.
They're chasing down the puck. Oh, swinging and miss at an open goal.
Game.
Yeah, you guys got they got it on now too. Hey, you know what? We can do whatever we want. We're the post-game show.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, why not?
So we're in overtime too.
But I played hockey for 3 years. I loved playing hockey. I tell you, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like.
I used to play all the time as a kid. Not in teams, but in formal teams, but with the kids in the neighborhood. Great fun, man.
Oh, it is.
You play hockey,
the
Jerry?
playoffs, the intensity is a lot higher. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we all played hockey. That's awesome.
Yeah, we grew up with it.
So, who's your team? The old North Stars, or? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love those. Yeah. It's too bad they had to move to Dallas, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, I got a bunch of hockey pucks from the old North Stars, like Neil Broughton and those guys.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's your team, Dersh?
Well, the Penguins, obviously. I'm a Steeler fan, Pittsburgh Pirate fan, Pittsburgh Penguins fan.
Well, some people may not know that about you, even though we've known you for years. Yeah.
Oh, been a Pittsburgh whatever fan forever.
Really?
And in basketball, it was for a long time I was a Celtics fan because obviously Pittsburgh didn't have a basketball team.
Oh yeah. I grew up a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
I grew up in Connecticut, so it was either the Yankees or the Red Sox, or the Rangers or the Bruins.
In our family, you didn't have
or the Whalers, actually. When the Whalers came along, they were fun. We went and saw their game.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw them at the Harvard. Could you let her out at the Hartford Civic Center?
What?
Nice.
I saw the Whalers play at the Hartford Civic Center with my dad.
I saw the Hurricanes play.
Before we moved to Korea, even.
I saw the Hurricanes play when they were not the Whalers anymore.
Right.
Yeah, got to touch the Stanley Cup.
Right. She got to touch the Stanley Cup. Have we ever been able to say that?
So there.
Was she drinking out of it?
I haven't.
Almost.
Did you drink out of it?
Yeah, like they're going to let you do that. No.
Apparently that's happened many times, though.
Not
in its history.
This was at a Durham Bulls game, and I was selling beer, and the Stanley Cup happened to be
on display right outside of my beer stand. Thank you very much. I made a lot of money that night.
That's awesome.
I've seen the Stanley Cup behind glass, and also the 6 Super Bowl trophies that the
Wow.
Pittsburgh
Really?
Steelers have. Yep.
How neat. So where is that located?
Well, the Super Bowl trophies are located at the stadium at Heinz Field.
Oh, okay.
And,
I've never been to Heinz, so I didn't know.
Yeah, and the Stanley Cup was on display there when I was there last. It was after the Penguins won the first of their back-to-back championships. It was on display at the arena.
Neat. Now that was the Lemieux years.
No. Well, they won back then too, but
I thought that was when they won. Okay.
Yeah, Penguins won what 2 years ago, 3 years ago, back to back.
Oh, okay, more recently.
Yeah.
See, I've gone through a time bubble of hockey. I really had no interest and paid zero attention to it for about 20 years. And now all of a sudden, because the Hurricanes are decent, for the first time in 10 years, I'm hearing about it. So I'm like, wow, hockey's a flashback. It's interesting, especially seeing they were the Whalers.
Right.
You knew that, though. Anyway.
Hey, Jerry.
So that's kind of neat.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if you heard us. We were making predictions on Talladega. And also we made a prediction on who we thought was going to be the first of the non-winners to win a race this year. What do you think? Give us your thoughts on that.
Oh, wow. Geez, I don't know. Who? I suppose.
Well, all right. Lisa said. Who did Lisa say? She De Benedetto.
De Benedetto, yeah.
And you said.
I thought it might be one of the Dillon brothers, and also, really, you got to give a nod to the number 4 man. He's been there.
Oh yeah, he's tough.
Just things have gone wrong, and I'm just surprised it's been this long since Harvick has won this season. Hadn't won this season, but anyway, that's who I thought.
Right.
Well, he started off really hot this year too for a while.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he was always in the mix.
Amazing, he hasn't won.
Went ice cold, didn't he?
Yeah, but and I think it could be William Byron because Hendrick cars do.
Yeah, so
especially there.
You got any thoughts, Jerry? You want to share with us?
Has Hamlin won it?
Yeah, Hamlin won, right?
Hamlin's on a roll.
He won.
He's won 2 races this year.
Yeah, California Phoenix, right?
No, yep, that's right.
Yep.
He fell short.
He's on a roll.
Here 2 weeks ago. So just a bit short.
Right. You're a Chevy guy, so why don't you throw out a Chevy name for this week?
Oh, Larson.
Yeah, Larson's due too. If he could just catch a break, he'll win one of these.
Yeah, he needs to not catch the wall. He's a rim rider, except he's not quite as good as it is Dale Jr. was. Because Dale Jr. didn't usually hit the wall.
Well, Larson doesn't. The only time he hits the wall is when he has a malfunction. I mean, last week his tire blew. But
yeah, but he usually slaps it a couple times, and that hurts the aero, or he loses the front end worse, and then he has to take the foot out of it to go 6 positions back.
He wrecked 3 times. Came back, was on the lead lap all 3 times, and then his tire blew. So I mean, the guy's he's a good driver. He's got a good car.
He's been there, yeah.
His problem, just like Blaney, is the pit crew just screws him every week.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Pit crew means so much, don't they?
Sure does.
Oh, they do.
Oh, end of first overtime, 3-3.
I mean, a great example is
Wait.
Kirk Busch. I mean, Kyle Busch. I mean, he goes in the pits down 5 spots and comes out up 3. You know, it's just it's amazing.
They're so fast.
And then on the other hand,
a half a second in the pits can mean 20 positions.
Yeah, Blaney goes in leading and comes out 5th. Kyle Larson goes in leading and they may not even come out. So,
yeah, it's really weird.
True.
Yeah, your pit is huge. But, you know, like the last race, that was kind of crazy. You know, with Busch, he almost damn near caught everybody.
Yeah.
You know, after he got
penalized,
he was way back.
Yeah,
you know, he's just so good.
If he had a few more laps, he might have been up there in the challenging for the lead because he was coming hard.
Yeah, he was right there. You know, but coming from way where he did, I'm like, holy crap. You know.
Oh yeah.
It was cool to see Truex win. Finally.
Yeah, you know, he was due, and I wasn't surprised it took him this long. I thought it would take him longer, to be honest. You know, just because they're a first-year team.
You mean on a short track or just period?
No, I mean in general, Truex winning you know, because they are a first-year team, even if it's still the crew chief and the driver. You know, you've got new pit guys, you know, new mechanics, new all that. So, and it takes a while for those parts to fit. And the fact that they made it fit so soon should worry everyone, frankly.
I'm very surprised that it didn't bring that whole team, just bring that whole team over.
That's what I thought. Bring every single person to the man.
Why not?
They should have done, I thought.
Obviously, they had the answer, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had Suarez's team, and they didn't want to fire everybody, I guess. You know, because they had some good people.
Yeah, you know, people get a good job. You get jobs, but when you want somebody to come over and win right away, why don't you just bring the whole team over? I don't understand.
Apparently, about half the team came, or something like that. That's what I heard. About half the team. So I guess Joe Gibbs. It's hard to question that man, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's only won how many championships and how many sports?
A lot. He and
three in NFL and 3 in Cup.
Something like that.
Maybe more actually.
Yeah.
Because he had Bobby Labonte, he had Jarrett. I don't know if Jarrett won one, but I mean he's had some amazing drivers from the get-go.
So Jerry, the
talent.
The Chevys are the only team that had won this year, man. What's up? Who's going to win? Who's going to bring that trophy home?
I don't know.
They've had some good cars.
Well, I was trying to help you out by picking Byron.
Yeah, but he's kind of early on. He was kind of there.
Yeah, he's
well, he won trucks, then he won.
Yeah, but early this season,
yeah,
he was right up front. He's fallen off.
Yeah, he's fallen off.
I think that's more the team.
Overall,
like we were talking about pit crews.
A lot of it is. Yep.
It's amazing how, a great driver can end up being... Yeah? Larson's had some issues too, hasn't he?
Yeah. Larson just had bad luck. I mean, there's no other way of looking at it.
He has.
Yeah, you can't.
He really
Eventually he's going to break it, but...
He just had bad luck, and... He even said so after he crashed out last week. This is like one of these weeks our luck has got to turn around.
You would think so.
Yeah, he'll be there
every week.
He's got some tracks coming up. Like we got Richmond, where he wins. Michigan, he's won a few times, but he's won 3 in a row.
Yeah, Michigan he's strong at.
So
He's really strong in
Michigan. He'll get there one of those races, I think. But I really think Ford's going to win this weekend. I actually think Ford might take all three of the top spots.
Well, with Joey and Kez, I mean, I like to include Ryan Blaney, but he's not quite there yet. He's got to prove that. But when you take Kez and Joey, they dominate there. They're strong.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, like you said, Fords, and then you got Harvick, and then you've got the other Stewart-Haas boys. Oh, and you know what?
Go ahead.
You go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to agree with you. I just, Joey, Brad,
overtime.
Joey, Brad, Harvick,
second overtime.
Blaney.
It's trending on Twitter.
All could win, and then you also got Clint Boyer, who's been really strong. He also likes the big tracks.
The Stewart-Haas boys.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And I want to add one more person that we aren't talking about: the Wood brothers. What's his face? Is
Menard? Yeah.
What?
Menard.
Menard has been driving fantastic.
Yeah.
The Caps took out the Hurricanes goalie and they didn't call a penalty.
I know, I'm watching. She's seeing highlights on the internet.
I didn't know when this happened. This was 25 minutes ago.
Right. He's okay.
Well,
all of a sudden, Lisa's in the hockey. I'm gonna die here.
No, it's last night. It was pretty crazy, that San Jose and Vegas game, because Vegas was up 3-0 in the third period. There was like 10 minutes to go, and one of them guys took a bad penalty, and he got thrown out of the game. And so there's a 5-minute major. So in that 5 minutes, you can score as many goals as you can, right?
Right.
Well, San Jose scores 4 goals in that 5 minutes.
Wow.
So now they get the lead 4-3.
Seriously?
And 4-3 they were ahead, and then with like 40 seconds left, Vegas tied it. So it's 4-4 going into overtime. That was just crazy. And then I think there was only like a minute left in overtime, and San Jose scored.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And a game 7 too, and you're down 3-0, and you put in 4 goals within 5 minutes. It's just crazy.
Wow.
But
so I should have watched that one.
That's why I like the playoffs are so good. Regular season is kind of boring, but once you get to the playoffs,
see, that's the problem. You're right. Regular season's kind of boring. But come this time of the year, all of a sudden, non-fans like us are like, "Who are they? And why are we?" I mean, it's exciting, but when you go through 80 games or whatever it is of just like 3 wins and a tie, 2 wins and a tie, 1 win and 3 ties, or 3 losses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
ties in hockey always throw me off.
Well, they don't have ties anymore because they do that.
Oh, did they get rid of sudden death? Oh, good.
They do that shootout.
Like I said, I really haven't watched in about 20 years.
Yeah. Oh, they'll play 1 overtime, and then they do a shootout.
So is that what they're about to do here?
No. They play overtime until a team wins in the playoffs.
The playoffs, yeah, you keep.
Oh, okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that even now.
Yeah, they'll keep playing until somebody wins.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're in a double overtime now.
Yeah.
Especially Game 7.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those. In a Game 7, yeah. So the intensity during the playoffs is a lot higher than
the regular season. That's true for every sport, too.
Right.
Well, I think the only exception being college football. College football, every game, if you lose a game, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. You lose 1 game, you're not going to be the champion almost.
Well, that's the way it's been for the last 7-8 years now.
But the thing about adding more teams and those have that too.
Hey Chuck, today was
a week or 2 to the playoffs.
Today was the Manchester Derby. Manchester.
Oh yeah, how'd that turn out?
Manchester City won 2-0 over Manchester United, which I'm quite happy about. Because
you're not a Man U fan, huh?
I'm not a Man City or a Man U fan, but Tottenham is fighting for a top 4 spot for next year's Championship League, and Man U's in Man U's in 5th place. So Tottenham won.
Isn't that funny how it changes?
Yeah, the 4 teams that are in the race are Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal. And Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United all lost, and Tottenham won, so they're up 4 points now with 3 games to go. So I'm happy, very happy.
I'll bet you are. Good job.
We got a professional team here too.
Yeah, you do. A good one, a very good one.
Oh right.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up on them.
Yeah.
I don't, but I know we taxpayers, of course, got them a new stadium. So, but it sounds like they had a decent team. I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They're strong, and Lisa's son's friend plays for them.
Yeah, Ike's there.
Ike plays there.
That's cool. Ike's a good guy. Good player too.
And I have his autograph.
I used to call him Rubber Band Man, because his joints, he could like bend his knee backward, and everybody would be like, "Oh my God, he's broken," and then he'd be like, "No, I'm fine." It was amazing. I mean, yes, he did get injured quite often as a young guy, and still, but he's like a rubber band man though in ways. He's very maneuverable, and
yeah.
You should be watching this, Lisa. They're fighting like hell in front of the goal.
You know those little toys where you push the bottom and the other?
Yeah.
That's what I guess.
Yeah. It's like one of those toys that when you push the bottom, the guy turns to jello.
I have Ike's autograph on a picture on my wall, so that's an amazing thing. It only took me 2 years to get it, but
Oh.
I'm glad you did. It's true, it did take her 2 years to get it, but I'm glad that worked out all right.
Yeah.
Well, it's and you got Tommy on the wall.
Got Tommy and Ike.
Yeah?
Yep, sure do.
Yep. Both were professionals. I wish that Tommy had the time that Ike had to become a pro, but they have different destinations apparently for that. But Ike's a great guy, and you guys got a great team. By the way, I have to do this. Bernie compares felons voting to women and black voting rights. Is Bernie out of his fucking mind?
Bernie is out of his fucking mind. I mean, come on. He wants felons in jail to vote. The Boston, murderer can vote from jail.
Mm-hmm. Not likely. He's a hockey player.
That's the only way they can win is having illegals and felons vote.
Yeah, you got that right.
Crap. Washington has a 2-minute power play.
Yep, that's pretty much going to be the game right here.
My friend is at the game.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "It's hard to watch the game on my phone and on the giant hockey rink that's right in front of me at the same time."
It's funny.
All right. Well, Chuck and Jerry, I'm gonna stop the live stream since our conversation has died and moved towards hockey, but we can hang on and talk together here.
Well,
for a few minutes.
That's fine.
Shit. Sorry, that doesn't.
Or we can leave it running because we really don't have anything. If people want to play along, they can play along. I don't care.
I'll leave it running.
I don't care. I can do a song and dance for you if you want. Right now, they're burning off this power play.
Well, seriously,
this is quite an overtime. Yes, sir.
Can you believe? I mean, can you seriously believe that Bernie is running on felons getting the right to vote for prison?
That's just stupid.
It's just.
It is.
I mean, of all the things you can run on, you're going to run on that? Come on, please, give me a break here.
That's all they got. They have no policies that'll work.
Well, they got impeach Trump, and Maxine Waters said today that impeaching Trump is still on the table.
Yeah, good luck.
So is Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say that.
Well, we were talking about it earlier.
Bernie.
You know that Kamala Harris released herself that her great grandfather and grandfather were slave owners, and the reason is because that night Glenn Beck was going to out her on his television show. So
really?
Yeah, they got out in front of it.
Mm.
Now again,
Smart.
I don't blame her. It's obviously not her fault, but
right.
But
4 generations ago, what are you gonna do?
Here's the thing, though. That's what I was trying to tell Lisa. I don't blame her, and no conservative I know would, because we're reasonable. Now, however, if a Republican was outed that way, that person would be over. They would not be able to run. Period.
No, they'd be over.
Right.
They'd be over.
And now
here's right into the ground by now.
Yeah, here's the thing, which is interesting. Now, people who support Kamala Harris are going to say, she runs reparations, and they're going to forgive her and say it wasn't her fault that her grandparents, great-grandfather owned slaves. It's not her fault. And then they're going to turn around and say, but we need reparations, and we're going to charge people like my family who never owned a slave. But it's my fault that America had slaves. It's my family's fault that never owned a slave. I'm guilty, but Kamala Harris isn't? Come on. Seriously, come on.
Right.
That's so stupid. That whole idea is stupid. They're just trying to get,
It's just another distribution of wealth, man. It's just more distribution of wealth and pandering to the black to get the black vote. That's all it's about.
Well, she also said that she was gonna do a the heck was it something with guns.
Oh yeah, she was gonna do what the Congress refuses to do, and through executive order.
They can't do that.
Right, that won't stand up. But again, that the typical Democrat isn't that smart, Jerry. They don't know that she can't do it. All they hear her say is she's going to get me money through reparations, and they're going to get guns off the street. That's all they hear. The average liberal just isn't smart enough to discern or even know the Constitution.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But it's because, and I told Chuck this last night, it's because conservatives bailed out of the education arena. We gave up a long time ago and let the liberals have it, and now we're paying the price for it. There's just ignorant people. It's absolutely what's happening. Drives me crazy.
Yep.
And,
I don't know if did you guys listen to Rush today?
No.
No, I didn't hear him. What's he up
to? He was on one of the Fox shows last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they were kind of talking about that, and he really thinks Barr is gonna take everybody downtown.
He said that last night on Fox.
Whoever he can, and he goes, I think he's going to do it. I'm like, well, he should.
He definitely should.
No, I really think the Bar's going to actually do his job.
And
that would be novel, wouldn't it?
And he was with Trump last week, golfing with him, so he knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Rush was with Trump. He sure was. I don't know. I'm still skeptical, and man, just like Trump, I was the first to admit that I was absolutely dead wrong about Trump, and I hope I'm wrong about Barr, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but I just don't see them taking on the Democratic candidate for the 2016 presidential election. I don't see it, and the Clintons have years and years of corruption, and no one's ever done anything. I just don't see it happening now.
Right. But he did. He said, I think that he's going to do it. He's one guy that will do that. So hopefully he does.
Well, the thing about Barr, and I will give him this, is he doesn't owe anybody anything, and he doesn't need this job.
Right.
If he loses a job or get kicked out or whatever, it ain't going to affect him one little bit. So he has that going for him, and I think that for a lot of ways that's true about Trump too. Trump doesn't need to be president, which is I think why he's done such a great job. He really doesn't care. What's he going to do?
Right.
Quit and go back to being a billionaire? That's a tough life.
But he's like 2 steps ahead of the Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're bitching about his taxes, and he's working on the wall.
Well,
it's like,
if we'd have had anybody but Ryan, running the House, while the Democrats were chasing Trump and all this bullcrap, we could have been building
that really, really slowed down his agenda, though, didn't it?
The Republicans could have done anything, and because the Democrats were so distracted by Trump and his tweets, but they didn't do anything. Ryan just sucked. I mean, he is the worst Speaker of the House I think I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I'm including Democrats, because at least the Democrats, they get their agenda done. Ryan didn't do anything, and he walks out
Ryan did nothing.
He walks out the door with a bigger spending package than the freaking Democrats gave us. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt about that.
You're right. It's just, and it hasn't gone down yet, so we aren't winning anything yet. They keep adding and adding and adding, and until that changes, we can claim victories, but we haven't won any wars.
Oh, we haven't won any battles. As much as I like the tax cut, and I think it helped a lot of people, I'm not one of them, but I think it did help a lot of people. It
didn't help me.
It really pisses me off when Trump says it's the biggest tax cut in history when it's not even in the top 10. It's not anywhere close to the biggest tax cut in history. When back in the 20s, Coolidge cut the taxes and went from a 90% top rate down to 47% top rate. That was
right.
That was the biggest ever, and the reason we refer to the 20s as the Roaring 20s is because of that tax cut.
Yep.
It's just the amount of wealth that created was ridiculous.
And then the changes made to it killed it.
Yeah.
You're right. You're spot on. Unfortunately, we hit that 1929 thing,
Yeah.
Are you guys watching this game, by the way?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
It's a wild game.
The other thing, too, Chuck, is you know that the United States is the only country in the entire world that refers to that period as the Great Depression. All the other countries were out of it in 3 to 5 years. The reason the United States was in it for so long is because of all the things FDR did. All the meddling he did trying to fix it actually kept us in the Depression for much, much longer than the rest of the world.
Exactly. If you had just left it to the natural cycle, it would have solved itself
Absolutely would
a
have.
lot sooner.
As it did everywhere
7
else.
years or 8 years, they estimate. Yep.
But I mean, it's just typical liberalism. You know, there's nothing new. It fails no matter what they do or how they try. It fails. It's doomed to fail. Always has, always will.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's really strange too, because we all know that Jesus was a socialist. So I don't understand why socialism fails.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my response to that is very simple. If you do not work, you do not eat.
What do you say? Personal responsibility, Chuck? Come on.
Yes, indeed.
Are
Jesus said it.
That Jesus expected people to actually work for their money? And
Hey, did that guy clean the ring some more?
As he said in his time, if you do not work, you shall not eat. Right, that's how he said it. I don't know the exact translation, of course.
Of 9, okay.
This has been amazing action, Liz. I've been watching it while we've been talking, and it's woof.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey's really hard to keep track of. It gives me a headache. It's not like baseball where you can go have a beer in between hits.
Oh, you can have a beer.
You can have a beer between pitches in baseball half the time.
You couldn't have a beer in between hockey slap shots if you wanted to. You'd be drunk and falling down on the ice. But I can't see him. I'm fucked up. Sorry. It's true. I mean, the puck is like bing, ba-ding, 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 you know? I mean, and it's fun. I mean, playing it was so fun as a kid. See, I was never in leagues like you guys. We just played.
To watch these guys, the passing and everything is perfect, you know.
Yeah.
And they can really let that puck go. I mean, 100 miles an hour.
Oh, it's definitely an
their
art.
Passing is just
it's
incredible.
An art, man. It really is. It's
incredible how good these guys really are.
Yep, that's what I like about Premier League soccer. Those guys are just the best of the best.
We win!
World.
Hurricanes win!
There it is, game
7!
Oh my God!
Oh my God! I'm not even a hockey fan, but we just beat the defending world champions.
Well, and then the Caps knocked the Hurricanes out the last 2 years too.
Yep.
Sweet revenge, baby. Sweet revenge.
Oh,
and they killed a penalty to win, to do it all. That's awesome. Go
Wow.
Canes. Go Canes. All right, Chuck. Well, we've been on the air for 2 hours, and I'm getting tired. So.
All right.
I'm.
Well, I could talk forever, as we know. But yeah, let's go. Woo!
Woohoo!
How about that?
I love you guys. You're my brother.
Good night, my friends.
Night, Jerry.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Yeah, love you
See you guys on the line.
Yeah, man. You guys take it easy. Night. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody who's out there.
Good night, everybody.
You guys have a great time.
What?
We enjoyed it.
Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Jerry, Darius, Chuck, shut up, Chuck.
Shut up, Chuck.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys. Good night.
Oh.
Bye.
Night.
What was our new